So let's see how this works. So first of all, we'll be doing a demo on AWS console, wherein we will be creating a new user and we will be assigning that new user certain services so that it can access only those services from AWS console. So it will not be having access to each and everything which is present here. So let's say this is my root user. If I go to EC2, let's say, it will be having access to everything. Let's say if I click running instances, so it will show me all the instances which were running. If I go to dashboard, I can do each and everything. So now let me go ahead and create a new user. So for creating a new user, you can go to services, and under security, identity and compliance, you can click IAM, that is identity and access management. So now you can expand, create individual IAM users. Here you can click manage users. Okay, so now we'll create a new user. Now I'll be creating a new user. Let's say we can create multiple users also using add another user. So I'll create S3 user. Herein you can see the access type. So access type can have programmatic access. So if we'll enable programmatic access, then it will enable access key ID and secret access key. So if you remember, we can use this access key ID and secret access key to use our CLI applications, or in SDK also we require access key ID and secret access key to configure our AWS account. So we can access AWS API with basically access key ID and secret access key. So if you want, you can enable this also. For this tutorial, we will be just enabling AWS Management Console access. We want to control the access through console. So let's click this, and after this you can say custom password. Just give the password for this user, what password you want. I am giving some password. Click next permissions. So in permissions, you can here add user to group. You can say create a group, and you can give the group name. Let's say S3 read. So I'm creating a new group called S3 read access, and herein you can search S3. So you can see we can check this against Amazon S3 read only access. So we are creating this new user called S3 user, and we are giving it permission to read Amazon S3. So it can read everything from Amazon S3. You can check that, say create group. Okay, so we have checked that, and now we can say next review, and our user is this, S3 user is there. We have configured the password, and we can also check or uncheck this option. If whenever we will be logging in with this user for the first time, that user can reset its password. So that option is also there, and the group is which we created, that is S3 read access, and the policy we have attached, say create user. Okay, so now we have created the user, and it says success. It says users with AWS Management Console can sign in at. So it has given the URL to you. You can just click that. So here we'll give the username which we created, that was S3 user. Oh, I'm sorry, that is account. And then you have to give the username, whatever your user was, S3 user, and the password you have to give whatever password you configured. So we'll give this username and password to the user for which we want to enable the S3 read access. We'll give the password to him or her, so he or she will only be able to read from S3, and nothing else he or she will be able to do from AWS console. So after this you can say sign in. Okay, so as you saw in one of the previous pages, password reset was set to yes, so it will ask for old password again. Again you can give your new password, so you can just type the password you like, say confirm password. Okay, so now we have logged in with this new user. You can see it's S3 user now, and if you go to services, go to EC2, now you'll be saying we are again able to see all the services. Okay, but let's click EC2. Oh, cool. So now you can see we are not authorized to do anything else. So I clicked on EC2. So it says you are not authorized to describe running instances. You are not authorized to describe dedicated hosts. So basically our access is restricted to EC2. So let's go to S3. So similarly it will be for all the other services as well. So now when I click Glacier, it said you do not have access to view AWS Glacier Management Console. Please check your IAM policy. And in IAM policy for this user, we have configured that this user can simply read from S3 but nothing else. So let's go to services, click S3. So now you can see this is the bucket which was already present. So let me try to create a new bucket, say actions, create bucket. Okay, so now we are able to create bucket, I guess. Okay, is it? Let's try my CBA buck, select any region. This should not happen, right? Let's say create, boom, there you go. So error message you can see, sorry, you do not have permissions to view this bucket. So we do not have permissions to do this. Whenever you'll hit create, you'll have permissions issues. So you can say okay, cancel. So now we have configured this user for read access only. So that's why we will just be able to read from bucket and nothing else. We won't be able to do anything else from this bucket. So this is how we can configure access to our console. And let's say whenever you have a new user, so what I'll do is I'll just log out from here.